And we are live. Yay!
Surprise.
Surprise. I hope, hello everybody. Hope you guys can see us. Hope you guys can hear us clearly. Welcome to the Filipino edition live writing sprint session for this month. I am joined by my amazing co-host John Luke, who's also a Pinoy author tuber. Would you like to introduce yourself and announce it? Announce it.
Officially, I haven't actually publicly announced it yet, but maybe this is a good time. Hi, everyone. I am John Luke. I am a soon to be self published author, and I have written a fantasy novel that I had just recently finished. And now I'm so happy that I'm in the self editing stage, and so I can finally send my manuscript to the editors. Yeah, and then yeah,
Yay! Congratulations to John
yeah.
for finishing the
Thank
draft
you.
and now on the self-editing phase. He did mention that he is bit, just a bit losing sleep because of it, and we do wish that you would get your rest, maybe during the weekends.
Yes.
He's my husband. Say hi.
Hi.
He is. He just grabbed the guitar, and yeah, he's gonna practice. Also, here he goes again. Hi. Ah.
Hi.
Hi daw. Si Kuya John. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. 'Cause that's what, yeah, that's, he likes doing overtime, but that's the downside of it, and he has other things to do. He has to, he has to make it quick. So where was I? Oh, my intro. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am Nicole. Just call me Nicole, and this is my channel. Um, I had to be honest. I'm not feeling well today, but we have to get this stream out rather, because I would like to work on the sequel for TIOH, and for this stream, and I have another one here. Come here, go. I have another one here who likes to say hello. Say hello. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
So that both of us have a cold and a cough. Hmm.
Thanks,
Mommy,
mom.
mommy, and thingy. There you go. So for this stream, I asked John if he could think of questions that we can ask during the stream, which we will answer. Um, I hope there's no math and there's no science in the questions. I do hope so.
No,
So far, so far.
so far, no math and science.
Yay!
I
Okay.
promise.
Oh, thank you. So hello to Miss Barbara. Hello, I believe, and as I can remember, Miss Barbara also has another book release coming. She is really killing it with her publications for this year, and I can't wait for her next book. And I also received an art copy of her book, and I will be doing a review on that. I swear I will. Okay, people. I swear I will figure out my reading rhythm because it really takes a lot. Petra's here. Hello. Good morning. Oh, good morning to everyone. Good afternoon. Good noon. Good evening. It is good evening in our part of the universe. So let us know in the comments what you will be working on. And I would like, if you guys are interested, I would like for John to shoot us the first question.
Question. Okay. Question number one. How do you come up with the titles to your books? I mean,
Oh,
what's your thought process? Is the title part of obviously from a phrase inside the book? How do you? I'm very curious about that.
oh wow. That's a good question.
And a difficult one to answer, I reckon.
Oh, oh. Um, well, it depends. I guess it depends. Um, with, for example, Tayo Wage, because the idea of this story actually came from my husband. I didn't force him out of it. I just told him, hey, if you have an idea for a story, because he's also a creative person. I told him, let me know. And when he gave me the story, the song that I listened to was, or the song that coincided with the idea was Everything Has Changed by Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran. Now, that was originally the title. Everything has changed. And then, I let it sit and I wasn't able to touch it until I was a mom. And thanks to YouTube, I, I learned some tricks on how to come up with titles, especially with fantasy. And mine is a romance fantasy. So, most fantasy books, you would hear like the court of this and that, or the of the blank of blank and stuff like that. So I really had to be really creative with this title because it has a sequel, and the title of the first book must coincide with book two, right? So I was just like, what's the point of the book one? And my immediate thought was like, it's how the girl impacted the guy's life, because in the second book there's gonna be like a secret, that's why it's TSOH. So yeah, but it really depends. Sometimes the titles come before the story is written. Like the other day, I came up with a title, and I pray that nobody gets that title before my book comes out. But because I love the title. How about you,
Yeah, I
John?
mean, there's I think there's a balance between creativity and marketing, like your
Mm-hmm.
brand, right? Is it, if I say the title, will it pique your interest for you to pick it
Yeah,
up, right? So that's marketing there.
yeah.
And then the other side is creativity. What does it make sense when I say this title? Is it creatively, does it make sense? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
repeating myself. Yeah. So, but before I figured out the title, The Shadow Immortals, the previous title was Behind the Shadow.
Yeah.
Behind the Shadow.
Shadow
There's a,
Immortals, I like.
it sounds better. Behind the Shadow is it sounds like a horror story to me,
Yeah, it does. It really,
right?
yeah, you're right. It does. Behind the shadows.
If you ask what is behind the shadow, there's nothing behind the shadow. It's a shadow. It's already
Yeah.
behind you. So it's creepy. Well, it's like a ghost story. So I changed it. I changed it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm also glad that I changed my own title, because if you compare the title "Everything Has Changed" to the title "The Impact of Her," I prefer the second title,
Yeah.
because whenever I remember that the title was "Everything Has Changed," I'm like, this sounded so cheesy. So let's let's just change the title.
Are you
All right.
ready for the next question?
Oh
Oh,
no,
you want
we
to?
could do. Let's do one more. Let's do one sprint, and then we will get to the second question.
Okay. All right.
We
Sure.
could do that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you have any answers to our question, the question is down there. It's rolling down on the screen, and leave your answers in the comment section, and we would love to hear your answers. So let us get into the first sprint, which is 10 minutes. I pray that StreamYard would work with me. The good side about this is I am not writing on my laptop, so I guess it's a bonus. Um, but sometimes it's but sometimes it still doesn't cooperate, and I don't know why. Maybe it just really wants to make things harder for me for some reason. Okay, everybody, so let us start. Oops, wait, I have a comment here. Miss Barbara says my titles come from inside the story. Ooh, that's nice. It would this one's a bit hard for me, actually, because sometimes I can't think of a title. from within my story. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of brain power for me.
It
Maybe
takes
I'm
a
just
while
really that.
because when you announce the title already, that's gonna be like that's it. You can't
Yeah, that's it.
change it, right?
Yeah,
So
there's no
yeah.
turning back. It sounded like Star Wars. There's no
So
turning back.
I do have a follow-up question for Barbara though.
Hmm.
Barbara, um, do you come up with a title first, or do you write your book first, then come up with a title?
Would that's a good question.
That's
I
also
would
a
love
good question.
I would love to hear Miss Barbara's answer after
Yeah.
this. Okay, so let us do our warm up sprints, which is for 10 minutes. Let's just do it in three, two, one. We go. And that is for our first sprint. How did everybody do?
Oh, good. Like I said, I was doing self-editing for the
Mhm.
book. Yeah, let me fix my camera there. Doing self-edit because you can see my toilet. Can you hold on for a second? Okay, excuse me.
Go ahead. Okay, everybody. So let me know in the comments how you guys did. After wait for John. Um, I won't be having any word counts for me tonight as well. Okay, go ahead, John.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I was self-editing. Do you get that feeling when you? Yeah, I cringe. Yeah, I mean, after you finish a lot of writing and you go back to the first chapter and you begin to ask yourself,
Like,
did I write
why?
this?
Like, why?
It's what like why did I write this? And then and I'm always at the third person
Hmm.
uh past tense, but I keep seeing present tenses and all that, and then it's cringeworthy. I mean,
You were not
why did I
alone. You're
write
not alone.
this?
That's
This is
always
so
that was
wrong.
that is my question as well. Whenever I do that, I'm like, why? Why is this on this page? Why is it in the story? Why is this line even created? What was I thinking? That was like your mindset whenever you do self editing. No. All right. So, how many pages did you do? Since we are both like doing page counts or
I did a chapter.
ah
I'm quick. I'm actually quick
oh,
with self-editing.
you're so lucky. I am
Self-editing.
very critical with every line. There's this one time I told myself, "You're just going to do developmental edits, not anything else." And then I do it chapter by chapter. So for one chapter, I develop developmental edits, and then the next thing I know, I am doing line by line. I'm like, this is not in the plan, but I'm going with it because it bothers me whenever I still see some errors, so I will tell myself, "Ah, let's just get this done and over with."
I know, because I feel that way too. When I check when does this character know supposed to know this in this
Yeah.
line of the part of the story, but I have to go back and forth. So yeah, so and then you stumble upon some lines that you actually need to edit.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I
There,
definitely get that.
there are the lines that I believe are bearable to read, and you're just like you'll just tell yourself, "I'm just gonna do this, remove that." But there are lines where you just don't want to read it, but you have to read it in order to figure out what's wrong with this.
What I keep going back to is my first line. I,
Oh
I
yeah,
I'm getting I am getting doubts about it. So
yeah,
I keep looking at it. Is it strong enough? Is it strong enough?
yeah. That was my question from the very first time I wrote Witch. I'm like, the first line has to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, it's feeding time outside for the kitties. Okay, sorry. I had to say it because I heard her. So for that sprint, I finished this page and I started on this one. This argument is getting longer than I expected once again, but then again, we have the editing phase for that. So Miss Barbara answered your question, and I saw
Yeah.
this. I like it. Um, the title first. The title first. Final Harvest was a pivotal point in the first story. The next two book titles are characters from the previous story. It's a series. Oh, that's why it's Charlotte's, and now it's Milo's. Because your second book is Charlotte's. It's Charlotte.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I like that take. I didn't know you could beat him, but I like that take.
Yeah.
Oh,
Final Harvest is a good title though.
yeah. I was actually it, curious on what the story is. The Final Harvest.
It feels dystopian to me. Is it
Yeah,
dystopian?
I don't know, but that was my. I forgot what her genre is. It's in my Instagram inbox. I'll check it out. But yeah, my first how do you call it? My first impression on her book was dystopian because it's like Final Harvest, right? Nicole Swanson is here. Hi, Nikki. If you guys don't know, we had a stream together. We were actually joined by one more a writer friend, and it was actually a fun time. I enjoyed it. I know I looked so out of it, but I enjoyed the whole stream. I just looked so out of it because it was like early morning here, but I had fun. The next
She
time I'm
did.
going to do next time I'm going to do a stream with her, I'll make sure that I would take a nap. Go ahead, John.
She did a stream like the other day. Like I think it
Yeah.
was noon here or around 2 p.m. She knew exactly what time our time was. She's
Yeah.
like a walking clock. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I just said hi and just checked her out.
Yeah. Victorian Castle. I just been to John's channel. Did you animate your own book trailer?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do. I edit videos. I do motion graphics. So yeah, I do, and I've done a lot of book trailers for other writers as well. And I'm actually, if Nicole lets me, I'm going to do her
We
book
agreed on
trailer.
it. I
We
already
agreed
agreed.
on it. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
agreed on it. So if
So
my
yeah,
book trailer comes out, it's all credits to John because I swear I am the worst with book trailers. So I'm gonna let him make it the best that it can be. So
yeah.
yeah,
So I want it to be tailored fit. Is that the right term?
tailored fit. I think
I,
that's a term. I think that's a
I
term.
No, it has to be tailored to her story.
Mm,
That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Of course, it has to be on theme.
Yeah, but my take on it is I will not um it's not pester. I will not press the book trailer matter with John right now because it is December. December is his release month, so I understand how that takes all your time, your energy. So I will not ask him to do that for me now. I want him
Yeah.
to take his time with his book and his release. But
Well,
when my book trailer comes out, it's John's work. It's not mine. It's John's work. I'm just gonna give him I'm just gonna give him what my idea is, and he's gonna play around with it. So yeah. So
yeah.
guys, if
So
you're looking for someone to do your book trailers, I have John here. Yeah.
yes,
Barbara
uh,
said it's an actual farm, not creative. But is it dystopian
yeah, but yeah.
or
Same
fantasy?
question.
Yeah.
Is it dystopia? Is it a romance novel? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole said that was okay. It was the opposite time for you all. I enjoyed it because I've. It's been a long time. Like I said, since it's been a long time since I last stayed up that long, and it's a nice feeling because I get to remember that when I was this age, I used to stay up until this hour during the weekends, and I am fine with it. So it's nice.
Yeah, I
Nicole's like,
remembered that. So
oh
I'm
boy,
smiling because I remembered your stream with Nikki,
yeah.
and I was thinking, oh, so this is what a zombie feels like. Because it was like in the wee hours of the morning. It was around 3 a.m. our time. 3 a.m.
You
or 4
clocked
a.m.
out.
3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
We the stream started here at 3, and we were at 5 here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
John clocked out first. I saw his chat. His chat was like, I gotta sleep. Oh my god. But I swear, if Nina was awake, she would still be awake until 5 a.m. That's how she is, and I applaud her for that. Barbara says, nice. Book trailers, yes. And
Yeah.
Victorian asks, he's releasing a book. Yes, he is.
Yes.
And he,
It's a fantasy novel. It's called The Shadow Immortals. I don't want to hard sell it, but it'll be out soon within the month. Within the month, it's going to be on Amazon, Google Play, Apple Books. I'm not. I think the Philippines is not a region that we're applicable for Barnes and Noble. I'm not sure.
yeah. Barnes&
We're not,
Noble, I
right?
believe it's USA.
Not even Ingram's Park. I was hoping for Ingram's Park, but apparently Philippines is not part of the like covered countries for
Well,
Ingram's Park.
well, Ingram Spark, I believe, still has like the distribution stuff, like it distributes to Amazon and to
It does. I think
iBooks.
around 40,000 retailers, including libraries and all that. And you have to pay a fee whenever you submit a manuscript to Ingram's Park. But I don't think if you look for your country, you're not gonna find Philippines in
We're
there.
not there. We're not
We're not.
there. We're not.
So
But I'm fine
true.
with it. Wow. Hey, hey, guys, no joke. We love our country. I swear. But we
No, I
love our
mean
country.
do
But
Ingram's
when it
Park.
comes to but when it comes to like that, like books and publishing stuff like that, we don't. I saw a post on our like group for Pinoy Rymos. If you want to self publish here in the Philippines, I forgot. I swear I was gonna take note of that. So I was gonna send it to you. I
Mhm.
was gonna send it to you. I'm gonna check it maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna send it to you. But it's like Amazon here that you can like publish self publish your books and stuff like that, and they also offer editing services. So I am going to look it up again on the page, and I'm gonna send it to you if you're interested because I am considering it as well. I'm considering it as well. Barbara says it's a cozy mystery.
Ooh, now that's more interesting.
I've never read cozy mystery, so your books are going to be a new one for me, and I'm very, very excited. Victorian asked, "How long did you write the novel?"
I started writing it 2019, around October, I think. So took
Oh
me
wow,
more
one
than a
year.
year. Yeah, because it's fantasy, so I have to write all the backstory and all the relationship between two
I
cultures
can
and
relate.
the landscape, the planet, the map, the whole thing.
The whole
So yeah,
shebang.
yes, the whole
I
shebang.
still remember that line. I don't know which movie that was from, but I just remembered it. I remembered it somewhere. Barbara, English Spark has a promo now, so you don't have to pay the upload fee. Yes, I did heard of that. That they're having. Um,
Yeah, but they don't cover the Philippines. So
yeah,
that
here in the Philippines, we still have like to purchase it through Amazon and stuff like that, and it will take a long time to ship to us, depending on what kind of shipping service you will choose. Sometimes you have to wait it to arrive on National Bookstore, and sometimes it doesn't arrive at National Bookstores.
I wish they have like a printing partner here in the Philippines so that they can like, you know, from Income
That's the
Spark
thing.
and then yeah.
That's like one of the things I'm gonna send to you. It's like a
Oh, cool,
printing
cool.
stuff. Yeah, Victoria said released it on Shopee. I consider that as well. I could release it on Shopee or Lazada. No, Shopee is easier. Selling on Lazada is has a lot of paperwork. But who knows, right? Who
Yeah,
knows? Who knows? Shopee can be very helpful to you. Who knows? Shopee is a like online shopping app here in the Philippines. Very famous. They have a promo in by December 12th, so yeah, there it goes again. Oh, John, what is the second question for the night?
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, oh, I took notes.
You took notes.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I think this is an easy question. What is the most difficult part about writing for you? Is it an easy question? Sounds like a
This
difficult one.
difficult part of guys, answer it in the comments, please. It's not
Yeah.
just gonna be me and him. Answer the question as
What is
well.
the most difficult part about writing for you? I don't even
I
know if my grammar is correct.
no, it's fine.
It's fine.
Um,
Okay.
I believe it would be editing for me because as a writer, you get so close to the story. You and the story just have this tight bond. And when it comes to editing, of course, you know that there will be parts where you have to remove, parts that you just have to like tweak a little bit. For me, it's always hard to edit because there are some scenes, some chapters that you just don't want to remove because of your connection to the story. But you, as a writer, if you, when you know that it doesn't serve the plot, you really have to remove it. But it's hard. It's like I'm hurt. It's like I'm removing parts of my child. Like this is not acceptable. This is not good. But editing is needed to make the story better. How about you, John?
I can see a comment from Victorianne Castle. She said, editing, first
Mm-hmm.
draft is easy. So there's a
Yeah.
comment there. Mine is the opposite.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes. The first draft is, I just want to finish this already.
What?
But yeah, I just want to finish this already. I want to get to the end because my mind is racing.
Ah. Oh
Like
yeah, I
when I'm
understand.
writing
I
chapter
understand.
one, I'm already thinking of chapter two and what's going to happen, chapter three.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you're
I,
still in chapter one. I just want to finish this so so I can edit it. Editing is the most fun part for me. Actually, that's the most fun part for me. The editing phase.
I
I
actually
get
enjoy the first draft. This one is the first draft, and it's turning. I don't. Whenever I write my first draft, I don't put chapters in it. I just write it as I go, and I know I'm still at the first half. I'm still the first act of the story, but look how many pages I've already written. I'm like, this is going to end up 1,000 words, about 100,000 words again, and that's going to take a.
so you
Oh,
transfer
Nicole.
them. I mean, digitally.
Yeah. Oh
Ah,
no. From handwriting, I transfer it to a typewriter. Then I edit there, and then after that, I transfer it onto the laptop.
wow,
Yeah.
what a process.
Hmm. I'm sorry. What is it? Ooh. There we go.
Battle,
The Gremlins.
battle scenes.
Yeah. Battle. Oh, I had such a good day with Battle Scenes the other day. A beta reader just gave me feedback that they liked two certain chapters. They said it kept them on the edge of their seats. It was great, and I got curious. What was within those two chapters? And I had to reread the whole manuscript, and then I discovered, oh, it was the action scenes. And I was happy because when I first wrote the action scenes, I'm like, this is gonna suck. So I've never written a proper action scene before. And for a beta review said it was great, it was a nice read. I'm like, well, I guess I can do it then.
Yeah.
You'll never know.
I actually love, and I have fun writing battle scenes, especially the battle scenes that doesn't have really that much violence, but
Mm-hmm.
more of a
Mm-hmm.
standoff kind of vibe, where the villain and the hero, meet face to face, but there's no actual violence in it. They just, it's a
Yeah.
standoff and it's
Oh yeah, I
exchange of
like that.
words. Yeah,
That's an
can be
interesting.
pretty intense.
Yeah. Words are sharper. Just want to say that. Barbara using multiple POV without making the flow really choppy. This fears my this is one of my fears because one of my books will have like two or three points of views. So
Yeah.
best of luck to me. Petra, editing for sure. Outlining and drafting goes so well, but edits require you to be picky or flip back and forth in the draft to double check details. This is me. This is me right now during my beta reading process. This is me. Nicole Swan said, "Oh, this is her answer for the first question. I came up with the basics of my story first, then the title came to me." Okay.
Mm.
So, are we ready for a second sprint? My husband is calling me. So, okay. So, let us do the second sprint. The gremlins are coming to get us again. They um, they always do this. They always make it harder for us to do streams. Wait a second. Okay, let us set the next timer. Okay. Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? Is it okay? It's there. Okay, so guys, let us do the. Oh gosh, the second sprint. Sorry guys, it's my nose. In three, two, one, go. that is for our second sprint. How did everybody do for that one? How about you, John?
I went back to my first chapter and decided to rewrite some stuff.
That's normal.
But yeah, because when I'm already at chapter two, and then I began to doubt myself, and then went back,
Mm-hmm.
make sure I'm doing it right. But
That's
I
all
enjoyed
right. That's part of the editing process. I still have to rewrite a few scenes. Heck, I still have to rewrite a few scenes whenever I do my sub edits. That's normal. I got up to this part of the page. I am now trying to figure out how to end this conversation because this is a good conversation, but I need to figure out how to end it. At the same time, I had to reference back to a few pages because I was like, did he tell him about his side of the story? I had to reread, but that's fine. Everybody, let us know in the comments how you did. Aaron is here. The bot is here again. So, hi.
Hey, Aaron, if you're a real
Um,
person, shout out if you're a real person.
yeah, and thank you for the book recommendations for the holidays. Okay, John, what is your next question? Do you
Oh,
have a next question?
yep. Okay. What's happening to my mouse? Okay. Okay. Is writing your full-time career, or would you like it to be? If not, why? Or if yes? We obviously know if it's yes, right? But if
Yeah.
it's not, why? Okay. There. That's the question.
Um, it's not yet my full time gig, but I would love it. I would love to have it as my full time career. Why? Because this is a very cliche answer. Wait a second, there's an emergency with the kitties.
Okay. So yeah. So maybe me first. Okay. No, it's not my career. I want it to be. I want it to be my full-time career. Who doesn't? I think every writer would, or every author would love to be a full-time uh, author. I keep repeating myself, but yeah, yeah, I want it to be my full-time job, and I don't even consider it as a job.
Why?
Well, no, I'm entertaining people.
No, I mean why? Why are you considering it as your job?
What? Sorry.
Why you said you did not consider it as your job?
No, I mean, if I wanted to be a
Okay,
full-time,
okay.
that would be my full-time job. But again, I won't consider it as a job. I consider it as this is going to sound overrated. Passion.
That was gonna be my answer.
Yeah,
John answered it for me, so that's
but
gonna be my answer.
it feel when you think about it, it feels overrated, but it isn't. I don't know. Yeah.
If it's your
So
passion, I don't think I don't think it's gonna feel and sound like a
yeah,
job. That's
true.
my take on it. Because you're doing it because that's what you love, that's what you enjoy, and yeah, yeah, that's why I would make it as a full time career because my day job now, of course, it pays the bills. That's why I have to do my job, and it will also support me while I am not yet, published. But I like to read writing.
Yes.
Ooh, I like to have writing.
Welcome to the land of the real. We are not plugged in the matrix yet.
Yeah, we're not yet. I suddenly thought of a question because of the Matrix thing. Um, yeah. Uh, well, me as a writer, I'm not expecting to be a millionaire. Although it's like sometimes you think about it. Like, what will happen if you earn like millions or hundred thousands? because of your writing? What if your book turns into a movie or a TV series or something like that? It's not wrong to think about those things. It's not wrong to hope for things like that. But you have keep your feet firmly on the ground, but you aim high and you reach for the stars. And that's me. So as long as
Yeah.
"Ugh, you scared me. I thought there was a ghost behind me. Stop doing that." Okay, so yeah. Whoops. Victorian said, "I think that will drain our creativity if we do full time." What do you think, John? Or you?
Uh, when I say full time, it's not going to be like on a daily basis. I mean, that would definitely drain your creativity. I agree.
Mhm.
Uh, but if that's your only job, I mean, you don't have to do anything else. Then, but yeah, I'm gonna I'm going to take that job, and I don't have to write, and I'm not going to be forced to write every day.
Yeah,
Um,
you
like
write whatever
maybe
you want.
there's probably going to be a deadline. I think that would be practical and realistic.
Yeah,
There's going to be a deadline as to when you're going to finish your first draft or your manuscript. But yeah, if that's my job and that's the only thing I want to do, I am supposed to do, then yes, I will hire me.
if we're gonna like talk about writing as a full time job, if it's going to be like writing for blogs, because I've done that job. Like I wrote for other people's blogs. That definitely drained the creativity out of me because for me, I'm not writing. What's that? Okay. Thank you. It for me, I'm not. It's draining because I wasn't writing something that I am interested in, if that makes sense. So it still feels like a job, but when it comes to writing your own books, it doesn't feel like a job. And yeah, I agree. You don't necessarily have to write every day, but if you're a writer who writes every day, I commend you for doing that.
Yeah,
That's dedication.
yeah,
It's dedication.
I
Um,
can't do that.
I don't write every day. The reason why I only like write every day right now is because I have a deadline. But when it comes to first drafts, such as this, I write like only, I don't know, 3 times a week, and then I edit possibly for 2 days, and that's it. But I really don't write every day because I still have other things to do. That's my son. Yes, it's like
I know. I can
it's like
tell. You
it's
know,
11,
I can tell.
11 p.m. here, and my son is wide awake. I can tell that this child will be a night owl like me, so that's fine, right? Barbara, it is her full time. It is her full
Oh, now I'm jealous.
time. Me as well. Yeah, I really want it to be my full time job, but it really takes
Do
time. We
you
will get
do you,
there.
yeah, do you write every day, Barbara? If you
Oh,
don't
here
mind
she
me
is.
asking.
Here she is. She says she doesn't write every
Oh,
day.
oh, you don't. Yeah,
See
now
that?
I'm super jealous. Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. If I could hit like 3 or 5,000 a day, I won't write every day. I'll just write like 3 or 2 times a week. I'm happy. Oh,
Probably my job. Oh, I am a creative director for an ad agency. Yeah, so we do photo shoots, we do videos. Yeah, mostly anything for a client who wants to do advertising or marketing. That's what I do. That's what I do in the creative field, as it should be. Yeah, I think.
that's
Yeah,
why he is very talented with the home book trailers because he already has that. He already
yeah,
had that going for you.
yeah. With the graphic design and the video
Yeah.
editing, yeah, that's my thing.
The closest that I can get for like a creative job is writing for other people's blogs, and I stopped that because it's just draining me of my mental power, especially when you're required to write 3 blogs in a day.
How about you, Nicole? I mean, what's your day job, if you don't mind me
That's my
asking?
day job. Um, my day
Aside
job
from
actually,
being a full-time mom.
Yeah, that's a job. Um, um, well, I've had this like day job since my son was born. It was like 2020, 2020 what? 2017. Um, my client has an eBay store, and I'm the one, we call it eBay listers. Yeah, so I'm the one who handles, I don't list. Before I used to do that, but now I handle everything else other than listing. So that's my day job.
Oh,
I settle my mornings for my day job, and then chores and my workout session in the afternoon after I take a nap, and then I write from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. Except on weekends. I don't do it. I chill on weekends. I try. I try to chill. Because I still vlog on weekends when for Mondays. I still work on weekends. Nicole's wants it. In order to have a full time career, I think I would want it to be. Of
yeah.
course, we all want it to be. But we will get there. Barbara said that is my goal to write every day, more discipline. That is dedication to write every day. That's dedication. If I could produce 3,000 words in one day, I would, like I said, if I could do that, 3,000 or 5,000 words in one day, I would write only 2 or 3 times a week. Because doing 5,000 for one day is exhausting in itself. So if I would be able to do that, even with handwriting, that's a good thing. But with handwriting, it's a very different conversation. You do 5 pages, you only have like 1,000 or 2,000 words. 5 pages, so it's extra effort. Do you have another question?
Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 This is intriguing.
Ooh.
When you're writing an emotionally draining or sad scene, how do you get in the mood? Well, I know his answer. At least we got his answer. What's your answer?
um, I I hate doing this to myself, but I would usually go back to something painful that
Mhm.
is related to the scene. And I swear I hate doing that to myself because I'm the kind of person that can get stuck in the past when I dwell on it too much. But when it comes to writing, we have to write from our personal experiences, right? To give that emotional like aspect of it. And so even though I don't like doing that, I have to do it because what am I supposed to do aside from stepping into my character's shoes? I also need, like, on my end, I'm like, have I ever felt this way? Like, have I ever experienced this? If I haven't, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I have to open my emotional baggage. That's it. I have to open my emotional baggage for a short while, just for a short while, and then we move on. That's how it is. How about you?
Uh, Me, well, it I don't go through that kind of an emotional phase. I do write it first. I mean, I do write the scene first, and then obviously there's going to be dialogue. And what I do is I read it aloud. I read it aloud. I read the dialogue aloud. So, does it feel natural? Does it have weight? Is it effective? So that it's very technical. It's not as yours is very very raw and you know from the heart, and I do get that, and it works for you, but I don't know if it will work for me. So I write it and then I read it aloud. If it works, if I think it works, then I stick with it. Yeah. So I have such a boring answer. That was a boring answer for me.
No,
Sorry.
I can actually relate to that because there are times where just all of a sudden I would talk to myself and I would think of my story and I would act a certain scene that I haven't written yet, but I know it's gonna come up in the story, and I would say the dialogue and I would open my phone and I would act it out on myself, and no joke, when it's an emotional scene, I cry. So
You do.
sometimes I look like I'm a crazy person because I'm crying myself. Like, what's your problem? Like, yeah, but sometimes that happens. Like, I literally cry, and just it's like there's two people talking, and it's an emotional scene. Sometimes I cry, and then my husband would like he would find me like doing this. It's like, what happened? Like, nothing. We just acted out a scene. I got a little too personal.
Ooh.
Oh, sometimes I cry too. That's fine. I think it's
I mean,
normal.
I don't know. I haven't had that experience yet.
Mm,
Um, but I consider myself as an emotional person. But
it could happen
I haven't had that experience yet. So maybe soon. Who knows?
too. Who knows?
There's still hope for me.
I don't know. It's because I guess it's because my stories are really somehow related to my personal experiences, and I write them without knowing. I just realize them when I'm rereading them again. So maybe that's why it's so personal. Gabby, don't
Yeah.
touch the extension.
It's very relatable for you to you, right? Because I mean, you can only write what you know
Yeah.
or feel, right? Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get all sentimental when it comes to that, and that's been like a big writing advice for me ever since I started this writing stuff, like right from the heart. Although sometimes for other people it's not logical, but for me, whenever I do that, whoops, heavy, no, um, but whenever I do that, I get more stories out, and it seems like people enjoy it. And okay, so like a question: how many questions do you still have left?
I have a lot of questions.
Oh,
Okay. I
wait.
came in prepared.
All right, so let's do another sprint. My husband is
Right.
calling me again. He's asking for something. So yeah,
Sure, sure, sure.
I am a secretary, both work and at home. That's nice. Okay. So I'm not gonna put the timer because the gremlins are making my life hard. So I'm just gonna put this banner here just to let people know that like, what sprint we are in. So we're going to do 20 minutes.
20
I'm sorry.
minutes.
People will forgive me. I swear, when I get a new laptop, it will be a lot different. Okay, everybody. So let's Gabby. I don't want to.
Someone's awake.
I don't want to be scolded by my neighbors. Okay, so let us start in three, two, one, go. And we are done with our third sprint of the night. How did everybody do from that one?
I am now in chapter
Awesome.
2. Um, a lot of errors.
That's normal.
As expected,
That's okay.
yes. Yeah. How
I
about you?
my nose no.
Everything okay?
Nose no.
Your
Um,
nose
but
knows.
I got to this side, so I have like 2.5 pages left for tonight. That's good. That's good progress. Let me see. Nikki said for the previous question, it's the same as mine, and she also said sorry about that. I'm a little with my comment. That's okay. And John has an interesting question for us. How do you handle criticism? Obviously, the positive ones
Mm,
are going to be awesome, but what about the negative comments? That's a good question.
yeah.
Well,
How about
let's
you,
get to
Nicole?
Barbara first. Barbara said, I have
How
to
do
be
you?
better at that. I
Oh
find it
yeah,
hard
Barbara.
sometimes and discouraging. I understand. I usually just talk with my friends and family to get over it. That's a good way to handle that.
Yeah.
It's,
It's good to have a support system.
yeah, we need that as creative people because the path we've chosen. Wow, that's some of them. The path we've chosen is very difficult and not many people appreciate it for some reason. I don't know why. How about you, John? What is your answer with this?
I have yet to experience it, so this is because this is my debut novel. So we'll see. But based on my beta readers, one beta reader was positive, so it's awesome. That's awesome. The other one said I needed more descriptions at certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was a constructive uh,
Really?
comment.
Yeah.
So nothing negative yet. So I have to, brace myself.
Prepare, prepare
Yeah.
for the big ones.
But I,
Same.
I don't I don't plan, sorry for interrupting you. I don't
Oh,
plan to read any of those comments because I want to save my mental state. Maybe I'm just being a drama queen, but
no. I mean, well, my book has been beta read for like read twice now, and the criticisms are both positive and negatives, and it's not negative actually. It's just constructive rather. There are of course feedback where they praise you for what you've done, and then there's their feedback where they say you need more of this, and you need a little more of this. This doesn't work. Um, for me, sometimes it's hard, to read it because, like what I mentioned before, it's hard to remove parts of your story because you're very close to it. But when you know that they're trying to help you, then it's worth the read. If someone just reads my book and says like something that's not even related to the story, that's not even a negative. I think that's a hater. You do that, yeah, that's a hater. But if someone like provides you with constructive criticism, I think that's fine. It's hard though, and same with Barbara. You have
yeah,
to
I
talk
mean,
to some other people just to let it all out.
for me, I think it's going to be. I mean, it'll depend on the mood because if I'm in a bad mood and it
You definitely
just
don't
so
want to read it there.
yeah, it just so happens I've read some of the comments. I mean, in the future, like I'm gonna put them on my list. Like what's your name? Okay, like
I'm gonna list you down now. What's your name? Oh yeah.
you're in my black book of death or something. I don't know. I don't want to be morbid, but yeah, depending on the mood. So hopefully I don't get. Oh, well, obviously I'm going to get some negative comments. Who am I kidding? Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Where are you gonna list them down? That's
No,
fun.
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
But that will be
Like I'm,
fun. That's like a funny thing to imagine. You saw one comment, gonna list you down. Gonna
hmm.
stalk you on social media. What's your name? Just kidding. Okay, what?
Hmm.
You have a next question.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. How much world building? Uh, um, how do you ask that question? How much world building takes place before you start writing?
Ooh, that's a good question because I
Right.
don't
Right.
plan.
You don't? Like the profiles of each character. What's their background? I mean,
Plotters, this is your question. Leave it in the
yeah.
comment section. Um,
Plotters.
well, I'm a
I'm a,
pantser. Oh, before writing,
before you start any writing, do you do any kind of world building? Like, yeah.
well, this
So
is gonna
you're
be a
not doing fantasy, right? You're doing mostly romance novels or
the
yeah,
main
right?
aspect of my books are romance, but I make sure that I put in um, fantasy or that I have a book that is in sci-fi.
Ooh.
But I also have books that like will happen in the modern times, but I will not specifically like use real places, like just pretend that this is a country. Um, but this is well, for me. I actually daydream about it
Mm.
before I write my stories. I would take some time for me to just daydream about it, and by the end of the I call it the daydreaming phase. I call it my daydreaming phase because at the end of the daydreaming phase, my story is complete in my head, like a movie. Sometimes it's a TV series in my head, it just keeps on replaying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, with how the world is, it really depends on my imagination. I rely so much on my imagination.
I do get that. I do get that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
see,
understand. Yeah, it happens
and
to me.
with my backstories, I already, for example, the daydreaming phase is over, and then I need to get to know my characters before I even start. I don't write it down. I just keep it in my head. Like this is my initial thought of it. But as I write my story, that's where everything comes together. Like, oh, now, now this should be in his or her backstory, and this is
Yeah,
why he or she reacts this way. And then the next thing I know, I would be writing a document where this is the backstory of everybody. It has like their own storyline, and sometimes you just want to write it like a short story, but you don't want it to write. You don't want it to be a short story, but you know it's gonna be like that. That happened to one of my stories back in high school. Like, um, I I had a story where it's all about friendships, and then each character has like their mini paragraph of a backstory. But I had to daydream that before it came into like yeah that. Oh, John, will you please repeat your question for Barbara? She said, what's the
yes.
question?"
How much world building takes place before you start writing
Oh, how much? I forgot to answer how much. A lot, but in my brain,
in your brain? Yeah,
in my
How-
brain, because I don't write it down.
your brain.
I don't write it down. How about you, John?
Oh, yeah. I actually uh, because it's fantasy, so it's totally not real. It's not a real planet. It's not a real country. It's not a real. Uh, it's not real. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to create a whole new planet, and I have to describe. I have to know um, the atmosphere, even the atmosphere of the planet. What's the landscape? Is it made out of what? Is it covered in sand? Is it an icy planet? You know, the weather conditions. And then I did a map. I created a map large enough to cover the story, but not the entire planet because that's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cultures, the trading cultures between two species inside the planet. So it was really, you get what I'm where I'm going, where I'm
Yeah.
getting at. Yeah, it was that detailed.
For me, it really, the world building really takes place when I am writing the story. I get to know the characters more and the world more as I write. That's why I call the first draft my discovery draft, because that's where I because this is the thing when I daydream. I just have the faintest idea on what the story is, what the character will do, and stuff like that. And then as I write, that's when I go deeper. Like, oh, now I understand why I had this idea of why this scene or why this chapter has to happen. So yeah,
Yeah,
so everybody, let us know the questions. Plotters, this is your question. Let us know. Because I'm a pantser. I really do. I really don't. I don't plan it out. I'm
I'm
so
a little
sorry.
bit of both.
Yeah, you're a
I'm a little
planter.
bit. I am a
You're a
planter.
planter.
Yeah.
You're a planter. Yeah. Okay, so let us get to another sprint, and then we can go to another question of John's. Okay, so let us do a 15-minute one. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the banner again, and I'm also gonna check on the little one. I think he's asleep already. And forward screen, 15 minutes. Okay, so let us start the next sprint in three, two, one, go. And that is it for our fourth and final sprint. I just saw that it is 12:02 a.m. Yeah, I wanted to do another one, but my son really needs to sleep, and he is having a hard time sleeping because of his cough, and me as well. Yeah. But how did everybody do for that script? How did you do, John?
I am at not even halfway for chapter two in terms of editing because I did see some mistakes. Yeah,
What
and
is
I
your
want
page total?
and I added page total. I don't
Yeah.
know which page I'm at. Um, okay, probably around 12 pages. I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, 12
That's
pages.
a lot. Awesome. I finished this page, finally ended that conversation and started a new scene. So I consider this like 2.5 pages. I consider 2.5 pages, and that's okay. Handwriting is difficult. Um, let's see. Barbara answered the last question. My world is real, so it doesn't take much time before I start. I keep a journal as I go along. That's that's actually a nice thing to do. I think I should do that as well. Just to list down my ideas. I tend to forget them. And my big sis is here. Hi, KASHAY. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. So before we go, do you have one last question, John?
Yes, yes, I
Go
have
ahead.
prepared. What advice would you give a new writer to someone just starting out? Yeah. If you this I changed my question. If if
Oh,
you get to meet your past self just when you're about to start writing, what would you give? What advice would you give to yourself? I think that's a more interesting question.
oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well, there's a lot because we've learned so much as we grow. Um, well, one of my answer, well, my answer would be it will be a difficult one. It will really be a difficult one. But if it's something that you really love, it's something you really care about, you will work hard for it. And just a heads up, not many people will support you and what you choose to make as your career. But um, just so you know, you're about to get there. That's my advice. You're about to get there. You're nearly there. So there's no need to, you know, be affected by what other people say that writing isn't a career. It's not gonna feed you and your family and stuff like that. Because I can say I am almost there, and thankfully because I really wanted to prove the naysayers wrong. A lot of people really told me you're not gonna get a career out of it, especially I'm a mom. They expected me to, have like a corporate job or something like that, but it's not really for me. Um, so yeah, just just hang on, and you'll get there. You're about to get there, so just hang on. That's my answer. Because um, cause it's when did I start writing? Fifth grade, sixth grade, and I wanted to be so badly. I wanted to be like a young published author. Like I wanted to be published by the age of 13, and that didn't
Wow.
happen. And that didn't happen, and I got so frustrated. And yeah, yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, I mean 13, that's pretty young, right?
Yeah,
So,
I wanted to be published by the age of 13. I really wanted it that badly that time. 13, 14, that was a dream. How about you?
right. Me, the advice that I would give myself if I was just about to start writing is don't listen to anyone. Listen to your instincts. You've always been good with your instincts so far. Whenever you don't follow your instinct, you always regret it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So don't listen to those demons behind you or in front of you. Just give them the finger and move on with your life. So just keep on doing what you're doing. That's it.
I I don't give the finger. I just usually look the other way, and I'm like, I'll look at you sometime. I'm gonna go there.
Well, to the demons, yeah.
Yeah, don't pay attention to it. And
Yeah.
Barbara said, trust yourself.
Yeah.
I always believe that the gut instincts are somewhat accurate, and most of the time we don't want to listen to it, but to my experience, listening to my gut usually leads to something that aha, I was
Yeah.
right,
Right.
and
Right.
and when you don't follow your gut, and at the end you knew, and then at the end your your guess was right, because I'm like, oh, wish I would
Yeah.
have done differently.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, trust your gut, people, especially us writers. Like, and because it's really a cliche point at this time for me to give my younger self the advice that follow your heart. It's very a cliche answer right now, because I already did that before. So me in my situation right now, I'm like, don't listen to them. You don't know how much you've grown through the years that you've been writing.
Yeah. The sad thing about me is I didn't follow my heart,
Oh,
and uh, I followed other people telling me what
that
to do.
happens. That
Right?
happens. That happens.
And sometimes you're in a financial trap that you can't do anything else, but you have to do this thing that
Mm-hmm.
you don't really 100% love, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just now that I'm following my heart. So yeah, that's why I'm telling myself, my previous self is to don't listen to anyone. Just follow your instincts.
We are at the same stage where, because when I reached college, I didn't know how to tell my parents that I didn't want to do school. I didn't know how to tell them because I didn't want to disappoint them. I love my parents. Um, and I really wanted to, make writing a career, but I didn't know how. And I don't have the money to support me. So, like you said, I had to find a job. And I can say I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the memories that I made, the friends that I made. And it's because I worked at a call center, but I wasn't taking calls. It was email or chat, which is to my strength. So I'm happy with
Yeah,
it.
writing. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, my motto at that time was I didn't have to love my job. I just had to like it, and I was thankful because it was giving me, it was giving me money. And at that time, I was like, oh, I want to earn money rather than school. Like I said, school isn't for anybody. But please, if you can finish college because most of the jobs in the world require a degree. You can't deny that. But for me, I am one of those people who really didn't stick to college. And then when I was going back to college, I got pregnant.
Mm.
So I think that was sign enough for me that hey, you're gonna stay at home and you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this.
Finish school unless you're Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs. Finish
Yeah,
school.
yeah. I promote school here on my channel. It's just that
Mm.
me personally, I didn't. School wasn't for me, and my writer friends have said that school works for others and it doesn't for others as well. So I
Yeah.
promote school. Please don't get me wrong. I promote school. Finish college if you have to. Um, but there are people who prefer to stop school and work and save up for a business or for the career that they want. And that's life. People have their own choices to make. This is the choice I made. but I didn't plan to be a young mom. I didn't plan to be a young mom, but my son is a blessing.
I think most moms, I don't know about this. I'm just guessing, okay? Please don't be offended for those moms out there. I don't think they're really planned. I mean, most of it, I guess, aren't planned. I don't know.
I can't say it as well because
because
I
you
can't
don't know
say
every single mom, right?
I can't just say that I can't just say this like, oh, the married ones, it's planned. I can't just say that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't just say that, right? I can't just say that. That's
Yeah,
insensitive.
as far as our country is concerned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of it aren't planned.
And
I think.
as far as our country is concerned, once you're married, you're somewhat obligated to have a child when you're married.
I don't know about that. I'm not married.
No, I just
I wouldn't
encountered
know.
like some people on the internet like, you're married, why don't you have kids? And I'm like, why are you forcing them to have kids?
Yeah,
Maybe they want to focus on their career first and ensure that they have everything before they have a kid. Maybe kids aren't in their plans. There are so many reasons, and you don't have to force people to have kids just because they're married. And
married.
you don't have to put unmarried people down just because they have kids without getting married. You don't do that. That's that's just the extreme. And
I
uh,
agree.
yeah, and I do have friends that had kids before they got married, and I would like to say I'm very proud of them because they really worked hard. They some became online sellers. Now they have their own business. I have like one anak-anakan. We call it here at anak-anakan. Um, she's younger than me, but our children are of the same age. She now has a makeup business here in the Philippines. It's
Cool.
registered. It has a brand ambassador, and I'm proud of her for that. She's a single mom, but I'm very proud of her hustle. I'm so proud of her. Don't know if she's watching this, but if she does watch this in the future, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Do you have another question, or will we go with the outros?
Let's do the outros because your son. I mean,
Yeah.
that's our priority. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our priority. All right. So do your outro, John.
Okay. Hi, internet. I am John Luke, and I am a soon, very soon, self-published author. My book is coming out within the month. It's going to be available on Amazon, Google Play, and Apple Books, as well as in paperback.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy novel, and it's called The Shadow Immortals. Yeah, please do subscribe to my channel. I think my link is down always. I mean, my link is always down there. Thank you very much, Nicole. So yeah.
You're very welcome. And also, everybody, if you need someone to do your book trailers, he's the
Yes.
guy. He's the
Yeah. Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, all of his social media links are in the description. His Instagram and his author YouTube channel are in the description. So check him out, subscribe to him, and watch out for that book. Watch out for that book. And thank you, John, for accompanying me for this
Oh,
week's Filipino stream. Sean, unfortunately, wasn't able to come. She is very busy. She said just after December, she's free. So hopefully by January, there's going to be four of us here because I believe Nina is also going to be having her school break. So that will be fun. I enjoyed the questions. And if John has more questions, we can continue that either on his next stream or on my next stream. So we can do that. So we could have all of these amazing questions. Because honestly, I am bad with asking questions. And I know John asked the perfect question, so I told him a while ago, like, if you have any questions you can think of for the stream, please do.
yeah.
because I'm so bad at it. I'm just so bad at it. I am so sorry. Um, but anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys got a lot of stuff done. You were both productive and creative, and we will see you all on our next videos or or on our next stream. So Bye, guys.
Bye.